Okay, now what we're going to do is I just want you to see how are these growing. Like if I was going to say, here's some pattern of trees, and this is one, then this is a, there's 3 different ones. How do you see this growing? And this isn't something we would write down. I mean, it could be, but just what do you see? How do you see it growing? So, and this is the awkward pause where you're thinking. Okay, talk to your partner really quick.
The green trees increase by 2, but the black ones don't increase.
2 green trees each time.
Yep.
But no black trees.
No.
No, not really. That's their starting point.
Just green trees. Yep, 2 green trees each every time.
And I think they're at 2.
Okay. Megan, what do you see?
So we know that it was added 2 green trees each time.
Okay, and how do you, where do you see those green trees?
They're added to the top each time, so it goes 8, 10, 12. Yeah.
Oh, there's 8 here, there's 10 here, and then there's 12 here.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're saying how they came each time when you add 2.
Yes.
And where do and you see it? I wrote it on the top. I blew it. So is that where you saw them?
Yeah.
Adding on the top, and then where would the next ones be over here on this one?
You just add 2 more to the top,
Okay.
and then everything else stays the same.
Okay. Did anybody see it growing a different way?
I completely ignored the black trees, and so, because I knew that stayed the same, so then I saw it as 6, 8, 10. Still increasing by 2.
And what I'd like you to do is I want you to try to sketch figures 4, 5, and then 0. What would it look like? And then where else are we going to go with this? We're going to go 43. We're going to go 43, and then we're going to go. And would it be too big of a jump if I did that, or can you do it all? So draw in 0, 4, 5, and I'll give you the sheet of paper, and then try to figure out what 43 and what n is.
So 0 would have 4 green, right? 4 green.
No, give me my green tree. And then, so 0,
And then
1, 2, 3, 4, and that would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
5th, would you just add 2 more?
Yeah, so we have 6, 8, 10, so this would have 12. I'm just doing triangles.
That's fine.
How many more do we need? 2 more sticks?
6. 7.
There's 2 people that I would like, 2 groups that I'd like to have explain what they did. Maya, is this yours? And Brittany's? All right.
So we started out by doing the 0 right here.
How did you know that that was a 0 term?
Because each one that you went, you added 2 more trees. So we figured if we took 2 trees away from the 1, we'd be left with 6.
Okay.
And then, so we looked, and each time you added 2 more trees. So 5 was 7 trees, or 6 trees tall, or 4 was 6 trees tall, 5 was 7 trees tall. And then we found our equation, which would have been n times 2, which would, so you can see that in the 1, you add 2, so there's like 1 row, so you have the 1, and then you times it by 2. 2, you have 2 trees there, times it by 2, and so on and so on.
Well, does someone do the 3 again? What's the 3?
So the 3 would be, you have 3 trees from your figure number,
Yep.
and then you're going to times it by 2 because there's 2 rows of trees.
2 rows of 3?
Yeah. And so that's how you get the 2 each time, and then we went back and we added the 6 from the 0. So we added the 6 trees.
Tell us about the 43. What's that going to be?
So 43 is going to be 92 trees, because 43 times 2 is 86, and then add 6 more, and you get 92.
Okay, so if I asked you to draw it, what would it look like? How would you start it? Just the pencil's right over there.
draw the 43 trees?
Yeah, but you don't have to, just give me kind of an outline. What would you
Okay,
draw?
so I would start with the 6 trees, like that. And then I'd go up.
Okay, can you underline that red 6? So this
So
red.
this is the 6, yeah.
Okay,
And then,
change colors.
how do you change color?
If you go down here.
Oh, thank you. Okay, and then I'd start counting up 43 trees tall. And I'd do that until I got 43 on that side and then 43 on this side.
And why is that? And that's this,
Yep, and that's that.
which is,
So the figure number is, so n is 43, and then you times it by 2 for the 2 rows.
so it'd be 2 rows, or 43 pairs.
Yeah, 43 pairs, yeah.
Okay, cool. And then who's the other one I picked? Taylor? What do you got?
Okay, so we figured out, so the formula y equals 2n plus x, the 2 in front of the n comes from the 2 added every single time. So from 6 to 8, you add 2, and then you add 2 to figure number 2, so 10, 12, 14, 16. So there's 2 added.
And then you can use the pointer if you want to.
Okay, so there's 2 added every time
Uh-huh.
from these. And then because we figured out what figure 0 is, that's going to be our plus 6, because figure 0 has 6 trees in it. So then when we did for figure number 43, we used the formula y equals 2n plus 6. So 2 times the figure number 43 plus 6, which is 86 plus 6, and that's 92 right here. And so then when I drew the 43rd figure, I did minus 2 for these 2 black trees because those ones have stayed constant the entire time. So minus the 2 in the total number, so that gives you 90 trees. And because we know we have 2 columns here and here, 90 divided by 2 is 45. So you'd have 45 trees in each one of these columns.
So there's 43 there. There's 2 43s, but then there's 2 45s.
Yes. So instead of how Brittany looked at it as the 6 trees on the bottom, I started with the 92 is the total amount of trees. So I did minus 2 for these 2 black ones because there's always 2 black ones in all of the figure numbers. There's always these 2. And so I just did 92 minus these 2 black ones gives you 90. And because I know that there's 2 columns of trees, I did 90 divided by 2, which is 45. So you have 45 trees in these 2 columns.
So I hear what you're saying. So you got this from your formula.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's just talking about the picture.
When you
Kinda
drew the picture,
confused.
you use this.
Yeah, the answer to draw the picture.
Okay.
But then I used the formula to find how many trees were in figure number 43.